Since 1951, the Delta Gamma Center for Children has served the needs of young children with visual impairments and blindness. Joining us are Associate Director of Development, Cassidy Johns, and DGCKids dad, Jeff Kitsmiller. Thank you both for being here. So do I really say DGC or Delta Gamma Kids dad? Is that your unofficial title?
I'm just a daddy. It's all unofficial.
Just a dad. Well, I first want to talk about, for those who aren't familiar with Delta Gamma, what it is that you do. And we had the intro since 1951, so more than 50 years, more than 60 years.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 65th anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we're a local nonprofit whose mission is to help children who are blind or visually impaired reach their full potential. And we do that through family-centered, specialized services and community support.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the programs. So you work with, what's the age range of the children that you work with?
Birth through high school graduation, or really diagnosis, I should say, through high school graduation. We have a comprehensive array of services. Some would include family education, different therapies, and we also have youth recreation and developmental support. But the heart of who we are and what we do is support children birth through 3. Okay. That's a really critical time in childhood development, and particularly with that early intervention, it's key because so much of your learning as an infant is visual.
Yes, yes, yes. And how did the organization get founded in 1951?
It was by a group of Delta Gamma alumni out of St. Louis, so they were really out of Washington University. They were very forward-thinking women who saw a need. At the time, there was an increase in incidence in children with visual impairments, so they had the idea to start a tree lot. And we, this year, celebrated our 65th annual Shining Light Tree Lot. And with the funds raised from that very first year, they hired St. Louis's very first teacher of the visually impaired for blind babies. And they really started the service model that we still use today with home-based early intervention and education services.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Wow. I mean, I think with the show, we always meet people who have just one idea, the passion and the commitment, and 50 years later, amazing things can happen. So Jeff, I want to bring you in as you have an interesting story as a parent, obviously a parent of child, but in this case, children who are actually utilizing the services from Delta Gamma Center. So tell me about your story, your family story.
Well, that's right. We have, my wife and I have 3 beautiful boys. We had twins born in Tulsa, Oklahoma back in 2011. And pretty soon after they were born, we knew there was something different about their eyes. They were scanning left to right, and it didn't seem like they were focusing on much. And so we contacted the services there in the state of Oklahoma, and they came out and they said, oh, you know, everything's fine, nothing, no big deal. Well, we moved back home. St. Louis is home for me, so it's good to be back. Go Cardinals. And very quickly we learned with the early intervention program, the Head Start program, about the Delta Gamma Center for Children with Visual Impairments. And so immediately my wife took them down there, and they assessed the boys, and just the resources that the center provides for families and education for parents is just critical. Everybody talks about the instincts of a parent. They're just natural. But unless there's something different and you deviate from that normal and natural plan, and that's where they really help. Their center really helped us out, and they pushed into the home and helped us with modifications. I mean, we're talking playgrounds, steps, things that a lot of people take for granted, right, as a parent. And so it's really helped us when they were before school age, but now they're all in elementary school, and they help us make requests and modifications through the school and what to ask for and how to kind of work through that. But it's been a huge education for my wife and I in this whole realm of truly how many children are out there with visual impairments, something we 3 take for granted on a daily. So it's been a blessing for sure.
Oh, and that's just such a great testimonial. Well, we've got information for you on the screen. This is about a fundraiser that's coming up, and we're going to get into the details of that for the next segment. But if you want more information, you can go to dgcrunforsight.org, and I think that will link to your main website, correct?
Yes.
Yes, to get more information of what we've just talked about here in this first segment. But stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with Delta Gamma Center for Children after this break.